Oh, hi. I didn't see you there. Just kidding. We're going to have some fun today. We're going to be talking about some more kind of analytical things, right? So let me adjust the music. I want people to talk with me, not just me talk to the void. So here we are. Maybe not. Hold on. Ooh. I have to turn on towel share because of the way that I have it set up. There we go. Okay. So, today, we are going to be talking about the Fab Nationals results and what that means for Guardian. And how Guardian in general has done, top 8s and, number of plays and all that kind of things. So we're going to talk about that, kind of the meta breakdown. And we are going to be comparing multiple lists that I've been able to procure, right? And see what the spice is and what the normal things are that we're going to see inherently in most decks. What the staples are, right? So let me see. It looks like this is a little bit... That might be a little bit bigger. Okay, so this is an open source thing. Somebody provided this to me, provided me a link in the Victor chat. Greatly appreciate that. You guys are awesome. I love talking to everybody there. It's always a good time. But here we're going to look at this meta breakdown. Hopefully you can see my mouse cursor. Right. So, of course, everybody knows Zen was a menace and was all over the place. Okay, so we have Zen at number 1. We have New at number... Actually 3. I just noticed that. So we have Azalea at number 2 and then New at number 3. Then we have pretty much everything else is decently balanced. Well, I lied again. So it's Zen, KO, Azalea, and New. And then we get to Enigma, Kano, and Victor's, right? So that's the general top 6 that we're going to be seeing, okay? So here are the results at the top, this top 8 breakdown. We're going to look at the number of top 8s, 4s, 2s, and wins, okay? So most notably here are the wins, right? So we have 15 Zen, 10 New. I actually did see a discrepancy between the official Flesh and Blood tally, right? So it was 14 Zen, 11 New, I believe. We'll look at that in just a second. But these are the big numbers. And then the next one, believe it or not, is our boy. It's our boy Victor, not by much. So these two have been kind of outshining everybody else. But then Victor at number 3 with 4 total wins. And I have gotten 3... Yeah, I know. 3 lists that are winner list, right? The only one I didn't get was... Let me see. I have it behind here. Let's see. It was a smaller one here. Let me find Victor. I think it was Lithuania, maybe. Yeah, I didn't get the Lithuania Victor list. So, fortunately, we're not going to be able to see that, but we're going to see everything else. Okay, so, yeah. Those are the top 3. Victor's looking pretty decent right now. We'll talk about the meta shakedown now with a ban as well a little bit afterwards when we get through comparing things, right? So, let me turn on that find for Victor here so we can kind of see what's going on, right? So, number of top 8s for Victor is 18. Top 4s is 13, so the conversion rate from top 8 to top 4, pretty good, a little bit better than 50%, right? Then 13 to top 2 is also really good conversion, right? And then the winning is about half the time. You expect that, it's single elimination and whatnot. Okay, so Victor, and we have this placed in different sizing for nationals, right? So United States being the biggest one, it was like 400 players or something along those lines. And then the rest kind of tapers down. So we got a second place in Austria, a second place in Latvia. Another second Victor in Austria. Slovenia, Malaysia, that's one of the ones that we're going to be looking at today. Lithuania, 2 victors. New Zealand is Dennis Zhang. And guess what? Dennis was kind enough to let me have his list, so we're going to talk about that one too. And that's the one with the spice in it. That's the one with yellow Boulder Drop and Pulverize, which we have not seen a lot of lately. Okay, so we're going to talk about that. Vietnam, so 2 victors in the finals again. Man, you love to see it. So I got the Vietnam list. We have the top 4 in Canada. This was by Metal. Metal is a very good player. I've known Metal for a long time online, at least. You know, talking through the Bravo chats and whatnot. They're very active player, very good player. Gotten a lot of top 8 representation from what I can remember. You know, obviously Nationals is a big deal. And then I believe also Battle Hardens I've seen. So, great player. Hong Kong, another victor here. In Italy, I also was able to grab this one. This was from Smorkaloid, I think is the name online. I apologize. Or, sorry, not Smorkaloid. Casatiello. Ayo. I hope I said that right. Then I think I have another one. There was a Smorkaloid one as well. But anyway, we're kind of getting all over the place. Let's talk about the winners here. So we see this, and we can see kind of the allotment of how many points each one of these has gotten. So Victor is in the 4 with the top 3, or the Zens, the News, and the Azaleas of the world, right? Then total hero counts is kind of interesting to see as well. So you can kind of do some mathematics here. We're able to see, okay, we have 151 victors and how many have converted, right? And then the other thing that I really enjoyed seeing with this is kind of the transition from who's playing what, right? So we have 19.3 on Zen on week 4. Actually, let's start at week 1 and 2. That makes most sense. So you have 15, it goes up to 17, and then it goes up to 19. So it increases 2% every single time. Do I think Victor is going to start playing more D-Reacts? I think that's a possibility. Some of the lists that we're going to look at today did play more D-Reacts, like Sync Belows and Staunch Responses. So we're going to see some comparisons, and if those are what we can kind of decide, you know, based on the outcomes, and, you know, we'll kind of introduce like number of players and whatnot that were in the event to see if it makes sense to play, you know, a more hybridized style board that has some D-Reacts, you know, not as much aggro as what I've been kind of like pioneering, right? So the other thing that we'll see here is if you look at new, so new is 10.9, 9.5, and then 12.7. So gone up. People realized, okay, new's doing pretty good against Zen, so we're going to start playing that. Victor, okay, Victor, I want to say stayed the same for the most part. It was pretty well represented, 5% into a Victor here, 4.2, so not even a percent off, and then 6 goes up a little bit more because we're seeing an overrepresentation of Zen, so people are acclimating to that. And then same thing with, well, not same thing with Azalea. Yeah, that the inverse is actually true, which is kind of interesting as well, right? So 13% on Azalea, down to 12%, down to 8.8%, so a pretty big drop off, which is interesting to see considering Zen is going up. Now, the matchup for Zen into Azalea, people generally think that Azalea is like super hyper favored, right? That's not the case. Not the case at all. If anything, it's probably close to 50-50 with the previous, before the BNR, right? So maybe that had something to do with it. Can't speak for Azaleas because I'm not the Azalea expert here, but yeah, there's just a lot of good information here. I can link this document to anybody who is kind of interested in seeing that. But what we are going to look at here, so we have this comparison sheet. This is my cast homes list here that is just pinned on the Victor channel, and also kind of the one I've been iterating on stream and whatnot, right? So let me go over here. I want to compare the Vietnam list first, because that was a winner list, and then we'll kind of go back and forth on some of these, right? We'll just kind of keep adding these. So this is a really neat tool on February that you guys have access to as well. So whenever you're in, I'll just go ahead and show you. You go to, and there's lots of lists here that we're going to look at. You go to cast homes, you go up to these 3 little dots, and you can say compare with other decks, okay? Super valuable tool here. I've used this a lot in the past to kind of see like what the differences are between like top layer or top level player decks. Okay, so big thing here is No Crown of Dominion. I actually did not notice that before. Oh yeah, that's huge. I tried to review every single one of these decks, and that didn't jump out to me as quickly as the other ones. But so my list, Crown of Dominion. So that is the difference. Not playing Crown of Dominion between the Vietnam list, right? Crown of Providence are playing that, and then both are playing the Balance of Justice. I have cut this in the past. I think you kind of just need to have it, right? So we're going to see a common theme that this is always going to be played because of the excess of Art of Wars and Blood Rush Bellows. Okay, so Norrin boots, Norrin gloves. So mine are just kind of flip-flopped, right? I'm playing gloves because I'm playing scalers. They're playing boots because they're not playing scalers. This makes sense, right? So there's a little bit of ratio math there for your list, okay? Other thing here is I'm playing 3 Disable. They are not, okay? 3 Outmuscle on my side. They are not. They are playing Oasis Respite, and the Staunch Responses is the other kind of notable thing here. So, like you were saying, Thorin, are we going to be playing defense reactions based on... I mean, this is one of the winner list, and this is one of the bigger events. Or, sorry, no. Malaysia was the biggest winner event. This one, I want to say, was about 24 players or a little bit higher. So, smaller nationals, but not to be discounted at all. Right. So, Staunch Response and Oasis Respite, maybe they kind of assumed that there was going to be some Kanos that they wanted to make sure that they had some outs to and whatnot. Zealous Belting, 3 in my list, none in theirs. 3 Boulder Drops and 3 Buckling Blow in my list, none in theirs. No Debilitate, but they are playing Wallops and some other varying blues like Clash of Vigor and Clash of Might. Those are not in my list currently. I think there is a validity to playing Clash of Mights and Clash of Vigors. But they were kind of capitalizing on the block and gain in this kind of aggro-esque meta, and I think this was probably a solid call. Right. No, Knight, you were going to end up playing Victor. Hey, you're correct. You're correct. I'm going to play Victor. I love Victor. Okay, so Sink Below, they're also playing that. So you got your Staunch Response, Sink Below. Might be a little bit easier to kind of look at this as well. Kind of look at the list as we go back and forth as well. Heck, I'll not do the overall. So here's this. So this is the list that we are reviewing now. So big thing is Sink Below, Staunch Response, Oasis Respite. Crush the Weaks and Weakest Link, those are common along some of these decks. I've been playing a lot of these as well. I think it's a good meta pick at this time. Maybe not so much anymore. We might have to change that. And then Anathos, okay? So this card is also going to be something that changes between lists. All right. So back to the compare lists. Let me go over here. And we will look at Estonia, which was another winner. So I think this was also a little bit smaller on the national side, but again, not to be discounted in the slightest. So sideboard cards change a little bit here and there. So two Blanche, right? Debilitate is in the sideboard. They're playing that more often. Might be a mainboard card, who knows, but no Disable. So these two are not playing Disable. That's something key to note down when we're looking at these other lists. Like, why are they not playing Disable? Why are they playing these other cards over that? Maybe they're just trying to be a little more fine-tuned on their kind of sideboarding options, right? So something like Blanche is very targeted to MST-style heroes. This is one that you might not be able to read that from the stream. So it says, when this hits, a hero cards they own lose all colors until the end of their next turn. So pretty big deal. There's plenty of cards. I'm sure everybody has played against them now. I've played against plenty of Enigma and Zens and whatnot. It's like, if you pitched a blue, do a thing, right? So card's decent. It's a 7. So there's a breakpoint inherently there. They don't want to block, but they have to. Not a bad option. So, okay, Righteous Cleansing playing a little bit bigger on there. So what I could see in this scenario is if they are playing Righteous Cleansing, then they're lower on the blues, which we do in fact see. So they're 30 blues, but they're playing 6 yellow. So we've seen that kind of pattern before for for managing ratios. I think Pablo Pintor was the first one that I saw that was playing 27 to 30, and then 6 yellows instead of the extra blue that I've been playing more recently. Okay, so these are the more common things. We're never going to see these change, I don't believe. Cranial Crash, all the 8s, right? Visit Gold Main Estate. The reason you're playing Victor is because of this card. Now, going back over here, one thing we're going to look at, okay? Betsy, 0. Okay? Bravo, 0. Right? Those are our Guardians. They're not performing. People aren't bringing them in the first place, but they're not performing. Well, why is that? It's because this card has pushed Victor to another tier higher than they are, because he presents a problem where those heroes are trying to react to a problem, right? So that's kind of the big idea, and that's why you're going to see a lot of these lists playing Crown of Dominion, right? Yeah, again, this one isn't playing Crown of Dominion, but this is the reason I play Crown of Dominion in the Shield in the same batch, right? Is so you can always get value if you see an estate before you see a test of strength. Now, one thing that they could be doing, right, is because they are playing things like Sync Blue, because they're playing Staunch Response or Oasis Respite or things like that. See, there's just different options here that they might be willing to play a longer game than what I traditionally have been building towards. So that's just something to keep in mind. If Zen representation goes down because of the BNR, then maybe we do slow down just a little bit. Spoiler alert, I don't think that's the case, but maybe that is something that could happen, which means that you might not need this no block helmet. I'm still kind of partial to this. I've been playing it, so. All right, anyway, so this is it. We'll talk about, or just show you this list. So we got Righteous Cleansing instead of the blues. We're playing Buckling Blow, Cranial Disable. So that's another thing that I've noticed as well. Some of these have been trimming on some of these 6 attacks because you just don't really need the amount of poppers that we've had before. Okay, so I am not playing Vic because Cast Homes. I am because Horse. I mean, that's... Listen. Somebody gave me the idea that we should alter this to just be like a golden barn because we're the horse. Isn't that awesome? That's a pretty good idea. I think so. I just need to get somebody to commission. Sam, I am not playing PT because I work a typical 9 to 5 that gives you like 2 weeks of vacation a year, and I used 1 week on LA, and I'm going to use the other week on Worlds. So unfortunately, I'm not going to go. But I will basically just show you the list I would play at Worlds anyway, so it is what it is. Okay, so this was the Estonia Nats win. Solid list. Not really anything like super out of character like between any of these, you know, that we're seeing sync belows. You know, people are on that card, they're off that card, it just depends. Crest of the week, we're playing Blanche instead of Weakest Link, right? So that's the main difference there. All right, next, let's go ahead and get all the national wins out of here. So the big one, the biggest national wins that I was able to pick up out of these lists is this is the Malaysian. So this is Kevin Young, and we'll see some other changes here. Go back to the here for the vibes. I appreciate you, Sam. Guardian seems better in the late game. It traditionally has been better in the late game, and if you get to a late game state, like normally it was like a second cycle style of deck. That was my favorite part about this game when I first started playing, was I would play Bravo, and hey, look, I'm wearing this shirt. It's pretty cool. Anyway, I would play Bravo, and my whole thing would be trying to pitch deck basically every single deck within reason, right? Because it was a lot slower back then. So Guardian ultimately has always been a pretty good second cycle style deck, and one that wants to be a little bit longer game. But Victor allows you to play mid-range better than the other ones to get to a longer game, so you can close out with something like a Gold Asunder or whatever. A lot of people don't want to block right now, so he just says, okay, well, I'm going to block with this card that actually gives me benefit. I'm going to hit you really hard. So, okay. So, Kevin's here. Look at the changes. So this one is, we're going to see a big deviation from the other ones. Okay. So we've been seeing Anathos in all of these. We do not have Anathos in Kevin's list. Okay. So all the other equipment is pretty stock and standard. So it's usually either Snapdragon Scalers or Time Skippers. Then Titan's Fist, every single one of us plays this, but we're not playing Anathos. We're playing Miller's Grindstone in Kevin's list. So what is the reason between that? It's not a choice between I'm playing Anathos or I'm playing Miller's. It's I'm playing Anathos or I'm playing Shield. Okay? So they had a really good write-up in the Discord that says, basically, the value of having the Shield with Crown of Dominion, which they are also playing, like I was playing, outweighs the downside of not having the extra attack with your Go Again cards. Because of the situation I was talking about earlier, where you want to be able to, if you don't see a block card before a cast homes, you can still play your cast homes and get the mites out of it and then start to snowball, which is the whole point of this deck at this point, right? Is to just get massive value out of your cast homes, and then it just happens to snowball. I've had great success. I'll show you guys a list that I've been playing that is not playing Anathos. Is very similar to Keith's. Right, I think I said Kevin earlier. I apologize to Keith. But, yeah, I mean, my win rate on that deck is just nuts. Okay, so Vambrace. Most of us are playing Vambrace. All of us are playing Titan's Fist. We're all playing some number of Norun, either 1 or 2, right? Crown of Providence not being played in Keith's as well, so that's kind of the juggling act that you have to do. Is like, do you want to play 3 hats? Probably not. So every one of us is playing Chokeslam. This is going to be a pretty common theme as well. Crush the Weak might change a little bit, but no debilitate, 2 disable instead of 3, so we're back on the disable train when we're looking at Keith's list. Out Muscle, playing a couple of those. Playing Sigil and Sink Below. So those are very interesting. So we can see that my list is not playing any D-Reacts. Every single one of these other lists is playing Sink Below. Okay? So what does that mean? How does that change your game plan? Keith said in his write-up that against things like KO, they're playing more than 60, and they're playing a longer game like what you're talking about, Thorin. So it's just pretty interesting that they value having these like defense reactions. I guess like in this new world, you like that? You like what I did there? Having these sync flows are actually pretty good, so we might have to reconsider that. All right, but Sigil of Solace, we don't see this a whole lot either. Don't really see this a whole lot. So Weakest Link not being played in this list. 2 Golden Sun. This is the other key card that people were kind of thrown off on. No Defense Victo is best. I also have big dumb Barbarian Brain. So I understand the fun, but like having the options, I've always been a fan of Sink Below, as pretty much everybody in this game has been, because of the flexibility that it has. Is very similar to E-Strike. Like, you don't need to have a full hand that's like functional. You can fix your hand. If you have that all red, you fix it, right? So it's good. Sigil of Solace has always been one of my favorite cards. I've played this card forever until we started getting to a point where it's like blocking mattered more. Right? But yeah, Golden Sun is only a 2-of. And in a super aggro meta, this doesn't have an on-hit. It's a closer, but do you need 3 closers? No. You really don't. So I can see the argument for cutting these, having the extra tech for these different matchups. This is a super solid list. And I think anybody who wanted a small hammer victor list, this is very close to what I would bring, except maybe these defense reaction style cards. So let's go with, see what's next. All right, you guys want to see Dennis Zings. Everybody's been talking about the yellow Boulder Drop. So yellow Boulder Drop. What a card. Everybody's like, why are you playing yellow Boulder Drop? I don't understand. This card sucks. It comes in for a 6. Okay, well, have you ever thought about what if Boulder Drop was printed at red, right? What if it was Crush the Week stats? 3 for 7, requires more than one card. It gets a card no matter what. You know, it hits, it gets a card. They block, it gets a card, right? It's just good stuff. Yellow is the best we got, right? And if you kind of lean towards that like methodology that we were talking about, like the Pablo Pintor methodology, or in this case the Vietnamese method. Sorry, not Vietnamese. The Estonia methodology, right, where you're cutting one of your blues and you're going back on your yellows, then I think this is a solid option, because one might turns this card into a red Boulder Drop, and we know that card would be crazy. There's a reason LSS hasn't given us red Boulder Drop, right? But it does counterdict itself as a class that is meant to block. Yes, that's true. You're saying like the Guardian is meant to block and stuff. Yes, I agree. Okay, so yellow Boulder Drop, right? Let's see, Dennis. This one we're going to full screen because I don't want to give away things. But Clash of Vigor, right? So they are on 29. Then they have 3 in the sideboard, the Rousey Ancients. 2 Boulder Drop, 1 Oasis. Kind of like a little bit all over the place. I can see the reasoning behind a lot of this. No Sink Below, so we're back on the no Sink Below train. But 2 Pulverize. I don't know how anybody ever like actually plays this card reliably. I guess it's a little bit easier now that you can just kind of like fish for resources if you're lucky, but like most of the time you don't. Second cycle, this card is fantastic, obviously, because if you have the life total buffer, then you can kind of play this fatigue style game plan, play the card, and then it's just like you take full tempo, right? There's a 1 card, give me tempo. Pretty strong. But yeah, standard otherwise, it's Clash of Vigor, playing all the poppers, playing yellow Boulder Drop. I've been testing this card a lot. I really like it. I really like it. Okay, so we are going to go back here to the compare decks. So this Dennis was I believe a top 8. I don't want to discount his results. Yeah, top 8. So next is, so we got that win. Okay, so Smorkalize Italian nuts. This is this one. So I think this was the weirdest one, to be completely honest. So you can see we're starting to get a lot of these differences, a lot of changes here. But we can start looking a little bit here. So we got 33, 33, 30, 30, 33, 36. Okay, so we're a lot more blues here. So you're going to cut your reds. You're at 5 yellows, 3, 2, 6, right? So you're lower on the blue count, you get more yellows. All kind of makes sense. Okay, so this one, we're playing tech plating in the board. We're playing Iron Rod legs in the board. So I say board, I know it's like in the arena, but like they do have the other cards. Never mind, they're not playing Civic Steps. So no Civic Steps, we're just playing Iron Rod. So we haven't seen Iron Rod in a long time. Time Skippers 3AB, lots of respect for Kano here. 2 Sigils. I've been a fan of 2 Sigils in the past, a lot. 1 Sink Below. And that is a decision for sure. 1 E-Strike, 2 Pummel. Tunic in the sideboard. So what I'm seeing here, and I haven't asked the questions or anything like that, but what I'm seeing is it looks like this is a tech plating deck first and foremost, which means that you don't want to play pummels as often, right? And you don't want to have these lines that you would normally play with Tunic. You kind of miss out when you play tech plating. So like your Command and Conquer pummel, it goes from a 3 card to a 4 card. But you get to kind of capitalize off of being able to play your 4s 1 turn sooner, if that makes sense, right? Because you get to make your surge, the next turn you get to use it, Turn after that, you make a surge. Next turn, you get to use it, so on and so forth. So pretty interesting list here. Lots of respect, but we're seeing a lot of Vambrace. All right. We're almost done, I promise. Let's look at metals. So metal is the one who got top 4 at Canadian Nats. And I was kind of hyping up earlier, so we got too many lists here. Let's get rid of some of these so we have more comparisons, right? All right, so metal here, no Anothos. So we talked about like the reasons for cutting Anothos and why I think that's pretty good. We are not playing Northern Gloves. If you notice, here's another interesting part. There is no AB in metals list at all. And I can see why, like, why do you need the AB? There are 4 decks, take it back, 4 decks that I can think of right now that are even, like, have Arcane period. The 4 decks are going to be Kano, which AB1 doesn't do anything against anyway. You still lose that. Prism. It's pretty good there. It is pretty good there. I don't hate it. That's why I play, like, the Northern Gloves, so I can play the Snapdragons or the Time Skippers or whatever that I decided to play at the time. It's fine there. But then the other ones are the Rune Blades, right? Well, we don't have many Rune Blades in the format as of yet, where the new set's going to introduce some of those, right? But the 2 Rune Blades are basically near unplayable, okay? So the only way that Viserai gets played is a matchup that's actually pretty bad for Guardian, right? So it's the full, just I'm going to Spirit Bomb you, make like 40 rune chant, send it to your face, and then you die. That's really the only thing that they can do reliably to like win half of the meta. So then the other half of the meta, like you could play the aggro variant and you could just like get a little lucky, but you still get Rune Blade hands, and if you miss tempo once you die, like it's just not that great. So that's why people aren't playing Viserai. Vincent has the issue of not being able to have a turn where they can, you know, block with 3 cards, keep a card in hand, arsenal the card. They are forced to banish the card. So that's just like a developmental flaw in Vincent period, right? Which is why they're able to play so above rate with the Rune Gates. So I get it. Like, I'm not saying it's a flaw in the design. It's just in the competitive nature of the hero right now, it's not as playable because of not being able to have this like kind of back and forth. It needs to be kind of all or nothing, if that makes sense. Like, they have to really just push the initiative to be able to have a good chance. From what I can tell, at least that's what the Vin says that I've seen be successful too. Right. So, all in all, makes sense to cut Norrune if you just need the extra slot. So, Amnesia is the big one here. 2 Crush the Weak. So, splitting where those cards are. So, Amnesia, a little bit more flexible card. Actually not the worst against Victor, believe it or not. It doesn't stop a Cast Homes from making a gold and you drawing a card, but it does stop the mites. Okay, so pretty decent. I'm not saying that you would potentially board this in the matchup, depending on how they do it. They may or may not. But 2 out muscle instead of 3. My variation that I've been playing lately is also on 2. So I can see that to disable. So kind of doing this 2-2-2 split. I've been a huge fan of splits like this in the past. It just gives you a lot of flexibility. 3 weakest link. Like, this card has just been great. So I'm not playing it in this generic list that is on the Discord, like I've been saying. But this card has actually sold itself on me. The text is... It's one of the better texts that we've gotten in a long time. It's a force block a lot of times. And if it does happen to hit, you throw a pummel on that or something where it has mites, right? You're just getting a lot of value out of this card. And you can stagger your triggers, right, to where the weakest link triggers first before your pummel. So you can guarantee that you hit their card unless it's like a new or something that can just like pitch all their chi or whatever, right? So sometimes it gets there. Most of the time it doesn't. But against KO, it's like super good because they can't really do anything about it, right? If you are able to catch them off guard with a pummel and they don't like flashback it or something. Okay, and then Boulder Drop difference here. So they're on 3 Clash of Might instead of the Boulder Drop. Again, makes sense if you're playing this on-hit heavy style deck. You're playing more Amnesia. You're playing the Weakest Link and stuff. This card makes sense because you're basically trying to do what KO does, but, you know, in your own Guardian way, right? So very solid list. I like this one a lot. We should be potentially doing a deck tech pretty soon with Metal, so excited about that. Hopefully you guys enjoy that, and we'll get some kind of insight in how their day went. But just to give you a visualization, this helps me more than just looking at the words on the page. But yeah, so Balance of Justice, Crown of Dominion, Civic Steps, Time Skippers. Again, all of this makes sense. Trounce, I had talked about potentially cutting Trounce in the past to maybe a 2 of. I have since convinced myself that that is completely wrong. So, I mean, this card is just bananas. Like, you need this card. It just snowballs off a visit. It's super good. Okay. So, we're going to talk about Sweden top 8 next. We'll look at this, and we'll just kind of replace this over this one. See what the differences are here. Okay, so Balance of Justice, I'm playing that. They're not. They're playing Crown of Providence. They are happy with Crown of Providence over the Balance of Justice. If you are in a blocking heavy kind of situation against KO, Crown of Providence versus Crown of or Balance of Justice can act as a similar value, right? Balance is always basically 5 value, whereas the Crown of Providence is 2, but you're getting rid of your arsenal. So depending on the situation, the turn cycle itself will be the same math, but your overall value will deplete. It's just Crown of Providence is good against a lot of things, whereas Balance is good against, you know, the meta, like the higher meta decks. Okay, we got Stonewall Gauntlet. This one's interesting as well. Instead of playing Gauntlets of Iron Will, they're playing Stonewall Gauntlet. So let's kind of theorize why that is the case and why they're doing something like that. Maybe they expected a bunch of Zen, and the Zen, like, are there cards that force them to, I guess, like the combo chain, right? Like, it's, you could get more value out of the Stonewall than you do the Gauntlets of Iron Will. I don't hate it. I haven't tried it before, but it's interesting. If you have extra sideboard slots for equipment, then, you know, it might be worth a shot. So Anathos 2. So there's only been a couple of decks. The overwhelming majority of these lists that we've been seeing are all on Anathos as opposed to Small Hammer. But again, like, once you try Small Hammer and you play against like Enigma with your deck tuned in a certain way, and you can benefit off of the Clash cards, playing more Clash cards and playing your Castomes. It's really not that bad. It's actually, it feels sometimes better than playing Anathos, period. It's only when you have to clear boards. But okay, so Crest of the Week, no Crest of the Week in this deck here. 2 Disable, but they are playing 2 Humble. So they're playing more sideboard equipment over the sideboard cards itself, like the attack actions and whatnot. This is something I've done in the past as well. It makes sense. I've played just basically all equipment Guardians before. And if you have a bunch of like catch-all style cards, then it's not bad. This is not a catch-all style card. You only play this in like 1 or 2 matchups. Let's say like 2 or 3. It's probably more realistic. But Humble, you can play against pretty much everything. Same with Disable. So played a list like that. Actually like it pretty well. Maybe something to look at. Okay. So we're nearing the end, fellas. Nearing at the end. Okay, we're going to look at Singapore Nationals top here. Okay, so the Singapore Nationals, they're not on Spring Tunic at all. They're on tech plating. So this is a tech plating deck playing Miller's Grindstone and Titan's Fist and Anathos. No Northern Gloves, playing the Boots, and then no Snapdragon Scalers. They don't care about anything Illusionist, it looks like, right? Playing a couple of Debilitate, no Disables, Macho Grande, Sink Below. We're starting to see Sink Below again, and then some variation in the blues here. So Here's the nationals list here. So we have 31 blues. That's the max blues in the deck itself. So cut a little bit low. This is a little more, a little lower than I'm kind of comfortable playing personally. When you're not supplementing with yellows and using those as active blues, right? But hey, I didn't top 8 in that, so who am I to talk? All right, so Chokeslam, Crush of the Week, we're seeing basically everybody play those. This is a card that I could see maybe cutting down to 2. I don't think you want to get rid of them entirely when it comes to the new meta, right? But trying to make room for Sync Below, it seems like this is working well with people. And, you know, cutting down on some number about muscle. But yeah, 3 hammers is interesting. 3 hammers is interesting. Okay. Move this back out of the way. I'm getting lost. Singapore, Italian. I think this is the last one. Yeah, I believe this is the last one. So this is... Oh, maybe not. Hold on. Nope. We reviewed all of it. Okay. So we've looked at all of this, and we've seen, ultimately, that the majority of decks here are playing all of these like general tech sideboard cards, like the Crush of the Weeks. Good amount are playing out muscle, but they're playing more Sync Belows than what we have been used to seeing. So what I want to do is kind of do this exercise here that kind of merges a lot of these decks in a similar way. And we'll kind of do a comparison there, right? All right, so we'll just call it the amalgam deck. Now, one thing to keep in mind is when you add a card like Sync Below, you really have to kind of like make sure that your ratios are where you need it to be, because you're not going to be hitting your clashes as often. You're introducing more misses, right? So, actually, let's just look at the lists that I've been playing a little bit more. So, just updated 7.2 here. Okay. So, I've been playing this one a lot. You can look at the results here. It's not a ton of games, but I have won 16 out of 17. And to not discount the results, yes, they're all on Talishar, obviously, but the News, the Zens, and the Enigmas, which I've played 8 intentionally against real players that I have reached out and said, play with me. I've won all of these. The only one I've lost to is Max. And obviously Max is... It can be pretty tough, right? It can be pretty tough. So this is kind of where I landed with this list. And this is kind of the love child of all that we have seen together. I'm playing the yellow Boulder Drops from Dennis, right? And this could be a card that we cut down to add some of these like extra board cards here. But 3 Crush of the Week, 3 Disable, 3 Enlightened Strike, Weakest Link, all the stuff that we normally see. 1 AB because I do respect the Rune Blades and the Prisms of the world. And then Vambrace has been killer against Enigma. This card I do not want to drop anytime soon. This card is so good. I think it's cope in like every other deck, but this card is nuts in Victor against Enigma. So I've been playing a lot of the Enigmas, and you just play this board plan. Let's look at the Enigma plan here. So I'm playing Disables and the Spinals, and the reason I like these, and I'm not playing these in the Weakest Link in Enigma, is because you just need the bigger number, and they kind of serve the same purpose when you have the Vambrace out. Now, it's not easy to pummel these compared to this, but I mean, most of the time you're just taking a bunch of damage anyway and slamming them and clearing the board, right? So, again, yellow Boulder Drop, kind of taking inspiration from Dennis, and then who was the other one? I'm getting them all mixed up. I have so many of these lists that I've been kind of curating. But okay, so looking at this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this here, and then kind of brainstorm what we would want to do in the future, and then I'll post this list, and anybody's willing to test this, use it as a community and see what happens, right? Okay, so we're not cutting Golden Sun. That's one thing I refuse to do. Sorry, guys. Not doing that. I will cut this, though. I will cut one Boulder Drop, go to 2 like Dennis did. You want every single one of these cards. These are staples. They never go anywhere. Same with these cards. Not touching these. Don't ever want to touch those. Can't tell me otherwise. With the blue situation, we're at 27 plus the 3 Rousey Ancients in the sideboard. Don't really want to go any lower than that either. We're already cutting on some of these resources. This does make me feel a little bit sketchy. But because this is a card that also is a pseudo resource card, but also a disruptive card, then we can potentially cut one of these Crush the Weeks, right? You see where I'm going with this? So you cut a Crush the Week, and then you can allow yourself... Yeah, I was testing Yellow Pummel. Don't judge me. But you can allow yourself to have something like a Sink Below package sideboard, which I don't really hate. So we got to cut one more card if we want to play the Sink Belows. And then we'll think about the ratios, and I'll kind of show you guys how I do the math and whatnot between all of these. So Disable makes sense to be the card of choice to cut at this point, and then we can put these in the inventory just to kind of clean this up and give you an idea of what's going on. Hello, Mark. Glad you can join us. We're doing math and ratios now. Okay, so let's go with Enigma. We'll talk about them first, right? So obviously we're going to want Out Muscle, and we want Boulder Drop because they're resource cards. Hey, look at that. We're already at 60. It's like the deck built itself. This is great. I love this. So we don't want Sink Below, we don't want Chokeslam, we don't want Crush the Weak, and we don't want Weakest Link. Okay, so Metal, looking at Metal's list real quick. Again, we'll kind of pull that to the side. They were kind enough to have the board in theirs as well. Metal. Where are you, Metal? Cast Home, save me. Where is it? There it is. Okay. So here, we look at their Enigma tab, and they are cutting the Spinals and the Disables as opposed to cutting the Weakest Links, like I was talking about, and the Chokeslams. So their reasoning is they want to do a go again attack into one of these attacks. It's a little bit better in that sense. Whereas in my previous list, what I've been doing is go again attack into Hammer. So these kind of fill those roles. But having the 5, right? 5 cost attacks in Guardian have generally been like the lowest rate cards, period. Except Spinal has like one of the best techs, but it's a low rate card. It's 3 card 9. Like that's pretty bad. Everybody knows that. But when you have Vambrace, right, that 3 card 9 becomes a pseudo 3 card 10 because they're usually not going to block with 3/3 blocks. Their deck just is not built to do that, right? So, where are you? This is the list. So this is kind of where I'm leaning now. I could probably be convinced to play the Chokeslams over something like the couple of Disables or something along those lines. But this is what I've liked in the past. This is what has been successful to me, so this is what we're going to go with. Okay, so New is another interesting one. I've seen people say, hey, you want to play more cards into them, right? So if we're on Small Hammer, I don't really particularly care to play a lot of these go again attacks because this is ideally not going to be... It's going to be a kind of middle ground game. Like it's not going to be a super long game. It's not going to be a super short game. It can go either way, but generally it's going to be a mid-level style game. So normally Zealous Belting is good in mid-level style games, but every one of these other cards are cards that you generally are going to want to play against them regardless because of the Weakest Link. I could see cutting Weakest Link for Zealous Belting because they can just activate their hero ability as many times as they want. If you haven't noticed, the text on New says you can pitch a chi and do it as many times as you want. It's like Bravo ability. You just go like activate, filter your hand, like get the stuff out of here so they don't get the benefit of drawing the card off the Weakest Link. Now, that being said, I think there still is benefit to playing this card because if they're pitching their hand to you not getting them discarded, then I mean, you're kind of discarding them in a way anyway, right? You're just not getting the benefit of drawing a card. So card's still good. We're going to keep that. Sink Below is where this card is going to shine in this matchup. You can already tell, right? So if you lay down a couple of cards, you block in a way where you know if they like pump, do all these crazy things, and then they super full invest everything, and then you slam them with a sink below, like you just ruin it. It's just over, right? So, I'm gonna give this a try in my own personal testing. We'll probably test this deck in a little bit as well, just on stream. But I like this. 66 seems like a lot, especially when you're only playing 30 cards. But we do have the 5 blues, 5 yellows. I'm sorry, and then the sink belows and the E strikes you can almost count as blues. Kind of, not really. Maybe you can understand where I'm coming from, but you get your all red hand. In this matchup, you're like actually not too upset with doing a full block on like your all red hand. And the more reds and stuff that you have means the less blues you're going to block with and just die to because I have new ability, right? So I think the deck is consistent to where you won't have non-functional hands in general. That this is probably okay. Okay, so we'll talk about Zen. So new Zen, it's very different than what we're used to. So we have balance. Well, I say very different. They're not going to be built that much different. They're going to be a little bit slower, which should be a little bit better, which is why we cut the Crest of the Week and the Sable. Okay, so we want Boulder Drop, and then I think I'm happy to just play some E-Strike. And look at this deck is building itself. The ratios are actually really good. I thought we were going to have to play around with some stuff, but I'm pretty impressed at this point. Hopefully you guys are too. Sink Below could be argued to play against Zen, but they don't really have a lot of on hits. It's just you're adding more blocking power to your deck, but it's less hits on your clashes, right? Like, yeah, don't play this. Don't play this. Oops. Okay, so we'll just look at a couple more and then we'll kind of play it by ear, right? So Azalea, Sink Below is probably decently solid against Azalea. You can play the Boulder Drops. You have 61 cards here. I could honestly see not playing Sink Below into Azalea. I'm not huge on Sink Below into Azalea nowadays, just because the way the deck is structured. You're adding more misses to your trounces and whatnot. Maybe you cut a trounce in this matchup and then play Sink Below. This one we might have to play around with because the ratios are starting to get a little odd with this. Another thing that we could potentially do is play the Crest of the Weeks. It basically has no text, but it's more hits for your trounce. You just have no way to kind of cover up things. I do kind of like playing the 2 Sink Below those. I think it's probably fine. Just playing the trounces. You want to high roll your trounces as much as you can, really. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the 3 Sink Below is right. Yeah, let's go with that. We'll try that. And then KO. Against KO, we're going to play our Boulder Drop. These should just be main board. I don't know why I even took that out to the sideboard. Oops, no. Deck. Okay, so KO, we are playing those, and we'll play... Why are you in sideboard? Maybe we'll play some Sink Belows. Trounce, not a big fan of this card in the KO, but it is a 3 block where the rest of these cards are not really. It's probably better than Crest of the Week, but yeah. And last one I want to talk about is the Mirror. We've been playing Crown of Dominion and Aura Mages into the Mirror. I've liked this a lot. I'm not going to change. So you can play the Sink Belows into this. I don't really think you need to cut anything else. Maybe a Spinal would be fine to cut. Pretty happy with that. All right. Good enough. All right, let's try this out. So this is the deck list, and I'll be posting this into our TheCardGuyz stream channel. And yeah, this is going to be our amalgamation deck. Okay. We call it that, just to be fun. Amalgam deck. I don't know if I'm spelling that right. But yeah, that's it. That's the deck. All right, paste this. Public. Boom. Here we go. Is everybody ready? It's Talishar time. Oh, it's Victor Mirror time. Ooh. I like to go second into the mirror. We will hit the button that we like. We're cutting one of the spinals. Like I said, probably fine. This is Clark J. Fab. He's on Twitter. He's a big Guardian player, good guy. Like him a lot. We talk back and forth. Met him in person for the first time in PC Baltimore. And super, super well-spoken. Nice man. All right, let's see if they can whip my ass. Because if anybody can do it, Clark can do it. All right, so we're playing Anathos, we're playing Crown of Providence, so that's a little bit of a deviation from what I've been doing lately. They attack me here. We just get straight value out of the Test of Strength, which is optimized. I want to keep the Golden Sign because it doesn't really affect the Zealous Belting situation. Let's see if we can win. I don't really want to give up the gold here. Okay, just not, and just have the gold, that's fine. Us winning a 6 is not going to be that great. We would have done it, but I'm happy just keeping this card as an arsenal target as well. So we'll attack here, bottom the Golden Sun, because we don't want to be playing that card anytime soon, right? We could theoretically have arsenaled this instead. This is a little bit easier, like it's a little more flexible, right? Whereas this, if we waited one more turn and happened to see like a pummel, it would be really strong. Oh yeah, they don't care. They're hurting us today. Uh-oh. Well, because of this situation, I'm not a huge fan. I can give you here. We can bottom... Probably Spinal. I'm okay bottoming Spinal. Because we have an E-Strike, so this is where it's flexible, right? It's really nice. We'll just buff the power, and then we'll have an Arsenal Sync Below. I've kind of missed playing Sync Below. I love this card. There's a lot of flexibility with Sync Below. They're playing Sync Below too, so... A man of culture. Ooh. The sand's pretty spicy. I like this. I like it a lot. So main reason, again, to play the Crown of Dominion hat and the Warm Aegis is whenever we see a cast homes, we're actually going to get some value out of doing that. Okay. So, thinking about this hand. The maximum play that I can think of here, because we have Tunic counter coming up, it's honestly better just to block with one card and then the Sync Below. Play the Choke Slam, and then Arsenal the Zealous Belting. So, that's what I'm going to do. They don't have any floating, so we're not really losing anything. They're playing Thump, something to note. And just hit them on the Choke Slam. Just trying to maximize the value as much as we can. So we're getting 2 cards. This is pretty solid. Now, very possible that they have a go again attack. Oh, they just got a cast on. Okay. Also not bad. Here, I think it's probably just correct to block with the Sync Below while we haven't. No reason to really get rid of any of these cards, but we are going to go ahead and play this visit for obvious reasons. And we're going to get some mites. Perfect. We love this. We'll go ahead and go again here. Maybe even Arsenal this. This is solid. If they just give me Zealous Belting, I will attack with this, I believe. Maybe not. Maybe not. Okay. Because they are giving me a card, I actually do just want to attack here. And then I'm going to arsenal this Command and Conquer because it's getting the capitalization off the mites, right? So, just to kind of guarantee that we have something going on. This hand is really good, though, so... Cracking the gold. Okay. Alright, with this being said, there's not a way that they can do anything unless they, like, lunging pressed us, which would be really weird. But, obviously that's not going to happen, right? Right? I hope. So, there's no reason to not block with this blue here to keep, like, Boulder Drop in the deck, I guess? I guess 7 is bigger. I'll give you this. Just smack him with a might. 9 power, Command and Conquer. Alright, so now the hope is that they give us a bunch of cards, smack us for 4, and then we just keep the ball rolling. So like this is fantastic. This is exactly what we need. Okay, so they played Visit off of Tunic. Looks like they didn't draw the card that they needed, which would have been a blue. So we're going to get rid of this, and now we had the extra gold. We're just going to go ahead and use it. And we're going to be able to have a 10 overpower and slap a pummel on top of that, which is nuts. This is super, super strong. Playing Righteous Cleansing. Do like that card. Okay, 2 Command and Conquer is kind of annoying, but it is what it is. Let's see how many they've used. 2 Command and Conquers. We haven't seen any pummels. They probably have a pummel in their arsenal because they've been sitting on that for a long time. So the next time that they get a Command and Conquer, this is going to be a bad card for us, right? So now what I think we can do is... honestly, like, give Disable, give Sink Below. And then we can arsenal the other Command and Conquer, because it's likely for us to draw a pummel pretty soon. Hello, Marcus. How are you? And now we're threatening pummel off of the Tunic. Okay, so they're calling our bluff. That's fine. I kind of expected a Crown of Providence situation there. Okay, oh, they got their mites. It's time. Oh, the mighty. So here... again, they could pummel us. Don't know if they will. I can see it happen. I'm just going to give this card. This kind of incentivizes them to use the pummel. Then we'll play our own yet again. And then we will crack this bad boy. Come in for a bunch of damage. And we still have pummel, which is pretty strong. Tune in as we threaten pummel. It was clearly meant to be. Absolutely. Alright, watch. They're going to hit my pummel on top. It's going to be sad. Nope. Okay, yep, they won both. That's fine. They get to draw a Cranial Crush. Only take 2. Not a bad turn. Not a bad turn for them. Okay, drawing a card. In a situation like this, it's probably pretty likely that they want to go ahead and try to get some max value, right? So I'm giving them 2 cards here. Can't block anymore, obviously, so maybe we win. It'd be nice. There's no way to really win this, so they can have another gold. I think that was their last cast homes, though. It was, so we don't even have to really worry about the gold anymore, except for their stuff. We kind of knew that was... we knew it was a pummel the entire time, so we're just going to get rid of this. They have an arsenal. We're going to attack with this. Still Sin 9, still super important. How are you feeling, Anathos versus Gold Shield in the mirror? I definitely like Gold Shield in the mirror more than Anathos right now. A lot. A lot. This is super good. Okay. Interesting. Whether they're blocking here. I'm pretty incentivized just to block with just one card in this situation. Hopefully I can win a clash. That would be really neat. Okay, Macho versus their Test of Strength. That is pretty good. Now, in this situation, this is the card I'm going to keep for Arsenal because of the pummel possibility. Because we know the pummel, it's turn 10. They're going to show up. Like, they have to show up. And I have Tunic here. I haven't been able to use my Tunic reliably. So we're just going to say go again, do our normal stuff. And the Puss is just there for Enigma. Yeah, that kind of... I played it against Nu, too. I think it's strong against Nu. See, this is one scenario where... Uh-oh. We both revealed pummel. The jig's up. No, I'm good. The jig is up. Revealed the other card. So we are going to do that. We knew that was kind of going to happen. Oh, no. Rude. Okay. Nah, they got rid of my pummel. I hate this. Okay, so... Honestly, it's just correct to go ahead and do this too. I guess we can draw a card. Because it is likely that we get a pummel. Unless we revealed another... Reveals pummel, reveals the... What's cranial crush? Okay. Yeah, I think we just do that. How many Golden Suns? We only have one more. And we have... 1, 2... We have one more state ready to go. It's probably not worth cracking the gold. Not yet. So we'll just go ahead and get the value out of the hand. It's fine, you can have the gold. It's fine. We'll just attack, leak a little bit more. Trounce again. Oh no, they're winning everything! Alright, I'm glad we didn't draw more cards. Okay, they don't have a way to pump this at all. Honestly, we don't want this E-Strike really either. I think we just send 4 back. It's just honest. It's just better. You run Anathos into Nu? Yeah, I have. That's the most success that I've found previously. I've been testing more into Nu with this like variation of list, minus the sink below. And it's been fine. Like, I'm not quite used to playing the above 60 variant, but if you're trying to play straight 60 into Nu, and you just kind of play like as if you're playing Enigma, it's pretty successful. But maybe the Nus I've played in the past are not as well acclimated. Alright, this is a hand that we don't really want to block with. Pummel me, pummel me. That's fine. Okay, so let's count how many Zealous Beltings we have. 1, 2, 3. So we have no stipulation to actually needing to keep this card. But this is a 2-block in our deck, so it's probably not that great. We'll just get rid of you. Huh. Okay, drawing a card. See what happens. Yep, pretty good. Then we played this, cracked this. Feeling great. Hit him with the 10. So that's one thing. I don't play Trounce in the mirror. I've seen people start playing that in the mirror as well. I think Keith, the Malaysian winner, was playing Trounce in the mirror. I think it's decent, but you have to play in, like, you kind of have to pitch stack it if you want it to be guaranteed, but Clark here is playing more high-end attacks, like playing the Righteous Cleansings. So maybe it's a little more consistent for them. Okay. So this is interesting. I can give here, here, and here. I do actually think this is probably correct. How many gold do I have? I have 1, which means I don't have any more gold for my Golden Sun, so I don't really care. I've used all of my blocks, I believe, too. Yeah, so this thunk doesn't matter, so we'll just block this. Give them some stuff. And then, if we draw a blue, we're like super, super great. Yeah. Then we just come in for 13. We got 2 floating. This is guaranteed lethal. Alright. They played very well. But the power of gold. Daddy's money gets you there. Small loans. Sink below was pretty strong. We lose this. Do you guys want to see this? Somebody say yes or no in the next 5 seconds. We'll say 15 seconds, because I know there's a delay. This is how I would board. This out, take this out. Skip. All right, fair. So, yeah, I mean, it's honestly a waste of time. So, well, we'll do it again. Lucky butt. Look at this. All right, so we did kind of do a matchup spread here. We'll review it again. So we're taking out Muscle. They are playing more like 2 for 6s, so this card doesn't really do a whole lot. And we're not playing a big hammer, so the value of having like 6 and 6 isn't really there. And then Zealous Belting. Zealous Belting's fine. I can see playing one or the other. All right, never mind. All right, this is fine too. We'll talk about this one. So I like to go, I think, first into Enigma, just because you can set an arsenal. Sorry, Tass. No Enigma for you. We'll see it soon, don't worry. Okay, so actually I have an Enigma button. I don't know why I'm clicking through all this. So, cutting weakest link. You want the out muscles. I don't know why I didn't have that in there. Where are my disables? Disables are here. Why do I have 3? This is a different list, isn't it? Yeah, there's no sync belows in this. This is my other list. Alright. We'll get one of those again, I swear. Alright, sync below, it's here. That's what we need. Sync below, yes! New! Alright, let me say hello before they leave. This is usually what happens. Alright. So we're cutting all of these. We keep this card. So we already talked about why we're doing that. Just not seen Nuvi Victor at all yet. Funny enough. Managed to dodge her every time. That's wild. That's wild. She is all over the fucking place. Okay, well, I mean, I'll give you blue cards at this point, I suppose. They only get banished on stealth cards, so they're like pretty free to block early. Alright, this one's a stealth card, so I will give you this card. And then we have sync below just in case they do some like fuck shit, right? Yeah, so they're doing some fuck shit. Oh, hello! Novocaine. Ooh. I like this hand pretty well. It says, here's disable. Oh, yeah. Block with your Cosmic Awakening, you weakling. This card is so crazy. This card is so crazy. Alright, anyway. We're not talking about that card anymore. Hey, they have Sync Below too. They have followed the way of the Guardian. Oh, this hand fucks. Holy shit. No! Myself! Fuck! We're done! We're done! Oh, how do we lose? What did I reveal? Did I reveal a fucking Sync Blow? I'm about to be mad. Do I care about this? Kind of. Here. Well, actually, this feels bad. I want to play this card. I want to keep this card. I don't want to get these two cards. I want to be able to play this and then play that. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to do that. We're doing this. Outskilled. True. My golden son. This feels bad, but we need to get the gold. Okay. Now we're cooking. We're cooking. Oh, you wanted to keep your one power thingy to pump up to a bazillion? Not today. Not today. How dare you, Trounce? Why do you do this to me? This is why I cut Sync Below from the deck. Not that that would have mattered at that particular junction, but Sync Below is out because of the consistency for Trounce. That's why I haven't been playing it. But I mean, Sync Below is good, right? It's just good. All right, hey, we leaked damage. All right. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, they're gonna pummel me. Just kidding. They're not gonna do that. I don't care about this. No, my blue! You son of a... That's why I didn't block. No, my Thunderquake. How dare. Rip. I didn't want to block and they made me block. This is the worst. I don't even know. Like, Talishar's so quick with showing the Trounce clashes and stuff that I don't even notice. I don't think Trounce is good enough to warrant removing Sync. It's very good, but it's not a defensive reaction good. I mean, you're right. You're right. Like, there's benefits to both. I've been playing without Sync Below for a while though, and I've been pretty successful. But maybe it's enough for this matchup that it's just like it's that good. If that makes sense. Like, it's really good in an attack reaction heavy deck. For obvious reasons. Okay. Oasis Respite. Yep. And they gain a life? This is dumb. How dare them. Alright. I want to draw a pummel. Okay, well, that's not a pummel, but this is pretty decent. They have no resources floating, so we know they can't do this stupid shit. New is like one of the most frustrating decks for me to play against. Yeah, I'm gonna give you 2 cards. 2 cards, buddy. I got an estate, though. That's pretty sick. Can I draw a blue? Draw a blue, please. Thanks. Blue? I thought that it was gonna be a Boulder Drop. I'm not gonna lie. But that works. That's really good. Disable. Because we have Tunic. And Tunic is busted. One of these days, they'll ban Tunic. Because everybody is just like, Tunic's the best. Let's just play a Tunic. Oh. Darn. If only was CNC. Alright. Is this a no blocker hand? This is a no blocker hand. Because if they Mask of Recurring Nightmares me. Yeah. You got it. Don't care. Okay, this one says... The card is blue, draw a card in game 1. Don't care. That's fine. It's not going to be blue. Damn it, it's blue. No, they're going to play another card. Not like this. I already said I'm not blocking. Big cockers, no blockers over here. Ah, we got him. We got him, coach. The weakest link. Tunic, Auto War, CNC should all just go together holding hands in the LOL. See, I've talked about this before. We're on the same page. I'm thinking they get rid of the first 3 sets, make a new format. It's a rotating format. It does away with their general plan, right? Yeah, they're gonna react. I don't care. I'm gonna let them do their fate foreseen thingy. I believe I can position the pummel. If they have another sink or something, that would be annoying, huh? Pass over, sure. Banish a card. What are you banishing? Thunderquake? Cranial. That's fair. That makes sense. Add Sink Below to that list. Hey, no, not Sink Below. I like that one. That one's good. It would be a part of the list, though. With my argument is like they get rid of the 3 cards. I didn't get to choose. I guess I don't get to choose. But yeah, Sink Below would obviously be a part of that, right? Okay, so this hand does one thing and basically one thing only. And it's play Golden Sun. And I have a Trounce, and I'm not going to Arsenal, and they're going to be like, why wouldn't he Arsenal? I think Art of War is the most problematic card of the set, but yeah. I think Kano is the most problematic card of the set. No, this hand sucks. Oh, this means that they're going to use the thing and do the thing. Okay, well, I have to block, right? Just have to. Give me more informed information. Hell yeah, we won. Okay, so now I got to keep Crush the Weak. No, I don't. I can play Chokeslam too, if I use Tunic. Is it weird to give a glove for this? I feel like it kind of is. Yeah, because I need more, like, overall block. This is super weird. Like, I'm gonna block this way just because I need to get the value out of these 2 cards. Okay, that one I do not give a shit about. That ain't happening. Even the Wizard player want Kano to LL. We should just let him win the PTs and the Worlds. I mean, yeah, I'm in. They split the cash with me. I don't care. Bonds. Oh, I hate that card. Okay, so let's think about what they're going to do here. So they're going to pitch another card. potentially. They Slither, they Arousing Wave, and then they can Mask me, which would also be annoying. Which pumps this up to 4. Pumps that up to 4, 5. Then if they have another pump in hand, like a just the nick, they're really strong. So the maximum they can do is 10. Okay? So we can't block 10, so we just have to hope that 10 is not the thing. So the other value that they generally will have is like a Fang Strike, which will be 9. So we can get these. I think that's probably okay. If we give 9, it's pretty brutal, right? Yeah, it's got to be going to like super high. It has to be. Yeah, we're just going to block 9. Yeah. Oh, the bait. Yeah, sure. Whatever. This isn't going to be the same color, buddy. Told you. Yeah, you thought. Aha, 5. Lackluster. See, this was the biggest brain play. That's what we needed. That was probably a dumb block. It's just so hard to play around those turns. Like, they took all the damage the previous turn, so it's like you have to think that it's got to be going, like, super high, right? The fact that it gets 3 off its own effect is so mean. True. True. Hey, Trounce. I like that card. Card's good. Do I just let this hit? If I let this hit, then they get the cranial and chokeslam me. I don't like you. I mean, most of the time it's just better to use this. Just use it. They haven't played a Transcend card. So it's like, you know they have one. I'm just going to do this. Sink below. Okay. So Oasis Respite is on top. So we can Tunic and play the Disable next turn. I'm pretty happy with that. I just have to, like, take this. Levels, sure. Yeah, you're right. Bonds plus double Nick is just, like, disgusting. It's so bad. So bad for us. Play another card. Persuasive Prognosis. Persuasive Prognosis. Okay. Here, sure. It's likely that this hits, but okay. Sick. Alright. We're going to play this Disable. It's yellow, if you didn't know. Just by the way. This little bad boy here makes it yellow. It's pretty good. 8 is a good number. 2 card 8, solid. The other thing too is because they do have so much like deck damage just inherently with their deck is playing the extra cards is pretty decent, I've found. It's having 66. If you're not trying to aggro them down, then you can play a little bit of a longer game, which is it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Yeah, I do like having the sink belows for this matchup specifically. Ooh, final. Interesting. Oh, they're playing long. I do feel like they have a better long game than us. Just as a deck. Yeah, sure. Sink below. Stink below. I am going to use it because we want to arsenal this pummel. I like how everybody shows up as I start playing games. I was trying to be analytical in the beginning of the stream and like nobody was here. Everybody says, shut the fuck up, Ed. Just play cards. No, your own stink. Oh, it's stinky. Stinky, stinky. Alright, give me good hand. This hand is mid at best. Actually, it's not that bad, but... I don't want to crack gold to get resources. I guess I could. Crack gold, command and conquer. No matter what. It's like not bad. I'm like planning to just get rid of most of this hand. How many command and conquers have I used? Let's count that. One. I have one more. All trounces are gone, so we don't have to worry about that getting fuckered. No test of strengths. Nice. I hate it when they attack with this card. It's so annoying. It's so annoying. Because, like, it just makes me lose so much value. Yeah, whatever. Oh, yeah, that one's good. That one's real good. What if I give gauntlets here with the expectation that they're going to be pumping? Yeah, I think it's worth it. Oh, fuck. No, we got baited. God damn it. Rip me. And our command and conquer sucks. This is the worst. Oh, God. Blue. God damn it. Really? Okay, 6. Best I got. They're just gonna take it. Like, I'm taking 6 here. This is crazy. Oh, why did I do that? Why did I block with gauntlets? I mean, they had just the nick. They had it. They had it. Yeah, that was rough. Okay, well, that's something to keep in mind. We saw Eradicate earlier. I could have, like, potentially, if I knew the deck a little bit better, figured that out. Okay. This is solid. No blocks. Don't care. Pass, 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 pass. Pass, 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 pass. Oh no, that card is quite good. Fuck you. Pump it. Okay, yeah, they're doing it. Damn it. They saw the line. Oh no. Oh wait, this really... Oh, no! The worst! Like, this is last cast, Holmes. We need the value. So nasty, dude. Why are you so nasty? I can't get rid of my tunic. This is like bad. It's bad to get rid of tunic. I just haven't seen any test of strengths. Where are you? I just want to use this. I'm gonna use this and this because they don't have a way to pump it again, right? I think you have to give tunic here. It's as weird as that looks. I think it's like required. And honestly, like, we can do Golden Sun because we haven't seen any test of strength. We pitched this to play the Golden Sun and then pummel. Like, you just have to do that, I believe. They did. They wasted the Quicken token. I was worried I'm going to lose Clash of the Sync now. You're right. You're right. Hey, Victor is a rich man. He'll just pay off the deck and do the thing. All right, fucking big damage. Big numby. Go to 5. Go to 5. Do it. How do you feel about 14? Haha. We have one more in the deck, too. We have one more sink below. It's like close-ish. Or not close-ish. It's a few turns away, actually. It's like... What is the math? 5 turns? 5-ish? Oh, yeah, they went to 5. They went to 5. They said, alright, this guy has got the balls. We're going to draw literally all 3 tests of strength this next hand. Watch. Calling it now. Ooh, they discarded... They haven't transcended, like, literally once. It's so funny. Oh, we didn't draw all 3. Hey, I appreciate that, though. You can have the go again, I guess. This could be bad. If they transcend, it's bad. That was probably a misstep on my part. What is happening? They tunicked. Oh, they're hissing. Okay, sure. Oh, their siren's calling. Whatever. I don't care. Actually, I do care. Kind of. No, Codex. Unfortunate. That's kind of tough. I guess Crush the Weak is like the most playable card. They got Persuasive Prognosis. I mean, Golden Sun is the best card, right? Like, it has to be Golden Sun. Let's play Golden Sun, and then we'll discard Buckle. And I'm just going to give them the hand here. Unless they don't, like, do anything. What are they doing? They get Prognosis? LNW inbound. What does that mean? I'm lost. Is that a card acronym? What are you talking about? Like, you can't do anything with this card, right? It's like literally not possible. I'd rather not lose my blue. Oh, leave no witnesses? Yeah, you're right. I thought they would grab that too. That gets more cards out of me. It's like, it gets both cards. I can't attack if they do this. Weird. They definitely have it. Yeah, that doesn't make sense to me. Leave no witnesses is like definitely the play there. How many reacts have they played? Oasis, Sink Below, Fate. We've only seen 2 Fates. Okay. So this Golden Sun is probably not lethal. Here they are. We found them. If at all possible, I'd like to keep this. Like, if I win this, then being able to go, like, Rouse into Weakest Link would be really, really strong. Well, not even that. Like, Rouse into Golden Sun will probably end the game. Codex. You strike. Interesting play. I will target myself. God damn it. Fair enough. Again, we haven't seen the third favor scene. So and we have a frailty, so it's like kind of mid. I think we just give this. Keep the blue. Yeah, I don't know. That was weird. That was super weird. Like, they were doing really well in the beginning, and it looks like they're just fumbling the bag, right? Aw, Rousey Ancients, no. No, Rousey Ancients, no. Okay, so whenever this hits a hero, we're gonna just top card of the deck. Sure. I mean, they're pumping this, right? Gotta be. How many Golden Suns have I played? I played a few. Let's just go ahead and use this one. Maybe give them this and this. Maybe give them just this. They could mask and banish, I guess. I'm gonna do this because the ideal situation is I get to keep the rouse. Okay, well, that's also unfair. Yeah. Yeah. No. They gain a life, right? Yeah, that's gross, man. That's so gross. God. Ugh. It's so big. Oh my god, they gained so much from that. Holy moly. We're just in an awkward situation where it's like, I need to play this. Let's crack this. It's lethal, I guess. Should have said no blocks. You're probably right. I mean, the Rousey Ancients wasn't turned on. There was no way for me to actually like play Rousey Ancients into Golden Sun. Otherwise, I probably would have done that. But yeah, 2 6s does not meet 13. This game is like so awkward all of the time. This Bonds of Attraction was crazy. Like, with just a nick, they gained 4 life, I think, if I recall. Like, that's crazy. Yeah, sure. Whatever. Goodbye, shield. I still have a test of strength and a sink blow in the deck. Another thing with sink below that you could play trounce with in like the mirror is you can just like bottom the trounce next to some other stuff that you know is gonna happen. And all these cards. Codex, you sorry, Saka. Levels of Enlightenment. Oh, they have Tunic. Okay, sure. Just go again into... So, okay, let's think about how we're playing this. So... Pitch blue disable instead of rouse the previous turn. You revealed the second rouse and test strength. Okay, what card do I want here? Because I'm blocking with this whole thing, right? I guess just the 6. Yeah, that was the wrong card. I think I need the E-Strike. I think that's the better card. Yeah, I should have pitched the Rousey Ancients if that was the case. Or, no, maybe I was keeping that for the potential to play another one. Okay, so E-Strike instead, and then we're going to discard Thunk. We're going to take 3 from this. Then... yeah. We're going to take... I'll just give you this, it's fine. They have no more codex, so I guess the intent here is I get to bottom the Macho instead of blocking with it. It gives them an out to being able to dominate kill me. That's kind of why I went with the E-Strike instead of the Crush of the Week. Honestly, it's not going to really make a whole lot of difference. Because they still have to block some cards. They just play Cranial or Thunder. It's either one. It's the biggest number. Have to take 5, go to 6. Send 6. Get card or 2 out of them. Yeah. No, they have no cards in hand. These are just like the potential. Then here we will buff power just to present the lethal number. They could get their mask, I guess, technically, but I don't believe that will be the case. Okay, we're getting 2 cards. That's honestly probably where we want to be. They're at 10 cards in deck, so we have 16. We might be able to just kind of like play smart. They have more reactions. We have to kind of start counting what kind of reactions they have left. So if I was keeping more track of like their Gistinicks and stuff, they have 1, 2. I can only see 2, so they have to be playing another one. I'm pretty sure they pitched one earlier, so... This is okay. This is okay. I'm gonna not block this with the intent to Spinal. They have another Transcend card, it's pretty good. Yeah, a couple of those cards are chi. You're right. You are right. That is risky. I'm gonna say no blocks to this. See if they push it. Okay, banish the top card of their deck. Whenever they banish blue card, draw a card. I think I'm probably supposed to do this. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. What was our last card? If we send this Spinal, we should just win. Like, it'll get too many cards out of them. Oh, that's good. That's really good. So we're not sending Spinal, we're sending 4. Is it hat time? Give me hat, please. Oh, they can't even give hat. They have to give something else. Okay, there's the just the nick. Just a nick. That's a big deal. I don't know why they're giving up Tunic. They don't technically need to do that yet. Card's kind of annoying. It's contract, not stealth. This card is hard to play. We could just do this. If I give them... There's no real good way to do this. Because, like, I kind of want to just give them steps and just, like, leave it up to fate. But I think that's probably just wrong. And if I give them 2 blues, I get to get rid of this. We're just going to play the conservative way. Now they have an out to killing us with Macho, so we have to like really hope that they don't just like chi us out. We need the test of strength next turn if they have the chi. We have to have the test of strength. Yeah. It was brutal. Okay, there's the other paper soon. What's up, Metal? Okay, there's the test of strength. We have another visit, but visit isn't really going to do a whole lot. Okay, so they have the chi in this hand. So they just get to go attack into attack. I'm going to give them not that. I'm going to give them, I believe, a state. They're going to chi here, and they're going to banish the Macho. We'll be able... Oh, wait. Yeah. And then we can block with Civics and Test of Strength. Okay, we have to give them another card. Yep. For snaps in this matchup, usually. Okay. I can see it. I've played snaps in the past. I can literally only do this. Just hope that they don't have, like, some crazy thing. Yeah, Mask. Oh, God, that's brutal. This has been a really good game, honestly. Alright, so now we have the gold. Gold doesn't do anything. We're stuck on the pommel. We send 4. I have another chi. Now, I believe we are just dead once they find chi because of our life total. Yeah, we're just dead. They know it. Us missing the clashes early is bad. Yeah, sure. Alright, show me the chi. Alright, yep. Good game, good game, good game. That was super close. Super close. I think I blocked a little loosely. And I can see where you're coming from, like the civic steps. It could have saved me there if they just went for it last time. But yeah. Thoughts on Oldham and LL now because they have Channel 8 Frigid? Is that what you're talking about? It's still it's missing some of like the Oakenolds and stuff like that, right? Miller's would have gone hard. You're correct. Yeah. It's definitely better. I'm not going to discount it or anything like that. It's definitely better. God damn it. How do I play this hand? I'll just attack for 4. Yeah. Without having the extra Oakenolds and stuff, I'm not like huge on it. It is a lot better though. Like, it's probably playable, but why would you play that over Starvo? That's like the question you have to ask yourself. Like, there's no reason you should ever play that over Starvo, I believe. Is Golden Horse S tier now? In my heart. In my heart, he's S tier. I think he's somewhere between A and B. I'm going to be optimistic and say A. I don't know. Maybe not. It's probably still like high B because there are just some like really unfavorable matches. I don't care about this. Where you pitch the stable instead of rouse toward the end, it would have let you rouse in the Golden Sun. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, that's fair. Maybe I was thinking about like keeping the rouse for a better situation, or like with the intention of like drawing cards to be able to turn that on. I don't know. Oh, that's good. That's really good. New cards are very good though. The new cards are okay. I'm very excited for the Bolton deck. Sadly, still can't get over Zen. Yeah. You've been playing a lot of Bolton. I do remember this now. You've been playing a ton of Bolton on Talishar because you beat my ass many times with it. Yeah. Lots of Raiden Bolton. Yeah, Josh is big on Bolton. He's been playing the Flexus is what he's been calling it. Only thing was you revealed the second rouse. You were going to... Oh, sure. Yeah, that's why I don't like playing Trounces on Talishar. Like, obviously, I'm going to play it and for testing and whatnot, but like they go so quickly on this side of the screen that you just can't really keep track of it. Skill issue. Aw. Deck's great. Bolton Victor is always pretty fun. You just like all the gold heroes. That's what I'm saying. Love the gold heroes. Oh, 3 for my 3 block, you say? Oh no. Whatever will I do? Oh, and I also get to just like 2 card Spinal with 5 might. That's insane. Oh, this is why you play this deck, people. That's why you play this deck. You have a Gold Flow Raiden as a flex. That's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, I need to pay more attention to that. Thank you for pointing that out, Shake. You were 100% correct. Okay, I was getting off track. Why do they have a Crouching Tiger? Whatever. I'm not blocking those anyway. Because worst case scenario, I'm just going to go like E-Strike into the Spinal. Okay, Tiger Swipe, sure. Glad I kept the cards. Here and actually keep this one. And then we'll block with the Gold Shield. They're not going to pump it. If they do, then GG. Yay! 14! Whee! 14. Big number! Story about how I lost a clash in draft as well. Twice. How you lost a clash in draft as well. What event would this be? Is this like PT or something? My PT situation was sad. I drafted Reinar and just barely lost every game in draft. I was 3-1 and played against 2 warriors, and they just like had the extra stuff. They had the reactions, and then I played against Betsy. It was only run very noob, and they were like, "All right, turn 1 play thing, turn 2 play thing overpowered." I'm like, "Yep, can't block that," and it was just that every turn. Attune with Cosmic Vibrations. Pack 1, pick 1. Okay. Jeez. Jeez. It's unfortunate. Hey, you still did well, though. Everybody is impressed. Aha. Look at all those cards you're blocking with. I love it when they block with cards. It's surprising how well he blocked in the first place. Oh no, this hand sucks. I'm just kind of like thinking about this hand. I guess like Crush the Weak is fine. As is. I get to keep the pummel. It's like, whatever. E-Strike is kind of silly sitting there. It's not like really that good. I guess I can E-Strike and then play Crush the Weak. Just present something. I lose an arsenal space, but like, it's fine. I think I'm playing this Crush the Weak. Because they don't block this like ever. It's just free damage. It's fine. And now card, they want to block. We just need to get rid of that like E-Strike. Just kind of sitting there gumming up. Oh, Pummel, I will miss you. Okay, Stride. Sure. Does this mean Art of War? Probably. We are seeing how the blues and the yellows are interacting with the deck. It is not going as well as we like. Let's see. The amalgam deck. With the Zen matchup. The yellows. Trounce, weakest link. Oh, it's the E-Strike. I usually cut the E-Strike. That's what it is. Okay. What do you think about the blue and yellow bonds bands? So what I expect to happen. Banana Boulder Drop. It's not spicy. It's good. Hey, if you think about Boulder Drop, okay, and you put a Might on it, it's just a red Boulder Drop, and everybody knows that card will be busted. So, like, you just play the good cards. And it supplements your pitch a little bit. I've been liking it. I've actually been liking it a lot. But, Anthony, to talk about your question, so the ban for blue and yellow bonds, I honestly didn't expect it. Just like everybody else, I expected like Bonds of Ancestry, but they were like, oh, I don't want to ban Majestics. It's just like, okay, you banned like a million Majestics. I don't know why you're stopping now. But I actually think it's a pretty ingenious ban because there are cards now that the Zen will play. They'll play a little more into the Tiger side. And I can show you guys a list that's similar to what I expect the meta to kind of evolve into. And I still think, obviously, the deck is still going to be like really, really strong. Jesus Christ, Zen. I should have blocked. Not really, but. Okay, so we need to keep this. And I guess one of these, it doesn't really matter because they both cast shit. 100 wins. 100 wins. 100 wins. People are learning Key Unleashed isn't draft chap. Yes. Card is also solid. Okay, so we haven't hit the combo threshold for that. Another red, no. Okay, so we want to keep one of these again, like I said. So they're probably going to attack with the Tiger Taming Kakara, however you say that. I think it's probably fine to give away a card at this point. Because we're not going to be playing this. We're probably going to be playing this. Yeah, sure. It's fine. We're going to block with it anyway. They don't really have on hits. Okay, this is really strong. So they're going to come in for another 11. That's so gross. So gross. So we need to keep the disable just to... No, we don't. We don't keep disable at all, actually. We just keep the command and conquer for arsenal. We can give these 2 cards. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Brad. It's always been a very strong card. Oh, really? Dude, what a monster. This guy fucking played me like a fiddle. Holy shit. Oh, did it not? I'm so dumb. Hey, streaming is hard sometimes. Oh, okay. We're doing this now. Oh, I want my 6-card hand. Give this. Yeah, that was bad on me. Their starter probably isn't gonna like matter though, but we have block cards. They're so good. We drew the block card. It's gone. Sorry, guys. I guess I lose. Why didn't it have go again? Oh, it didn't have go again because it wasn't Crouching Tiger. I'm just sending it. Yeah, you're right. That was silly. I should have just given the 2 cards. I would have been 1 health higher and had the equipment. I did get the equipment out of them, though, from playing the command. We're still in a great spot, I believe. Alright, I'm going to crack Halo and go get Judgment and flip your thing over. Do you think Bam puts KO back up to being the best aggro deck, though? I don't know about that. Because I was talking with some of the team, and I was like, what do you guys think? And they're like, they seem to think that Zen is still the best deck. I also initially thought that KO was going to have more of a resurgence. But Zen still does like stupid crazy damage. So what is happening? How did they banish? Oh, they banished from the thing. Sure. I would like to see what you guys are talking about. I'll have to look it up. Look at yourself. God damn it. Okay, so what does the next turn look like? So I draw, I get the... I just have to get the hand. That really sucks. I really needed to win that trounce. I really, really, really needed to win that trounce. Yeah, I know, right? They do crazy things, man. Yeah, we have a pummel on top. Am I miss... Oh. We can just crack gold, play Boulder Drop, pummel it, right? I was thinking like, oh, we visit and then do this. I got to get out of the habit of just wanting to autocast this. Yeah. Fiasco here on YouTube. He puts up daily videos. Daily Fab gameplay where he reviews his games. Yeah, sure. Sounds like a solid dude. Yeah, we have pummel on top. So the play is to crack gold, draw pummel, play Boulder Drop, pummel Boulder Drop, and then we get to block with this. Yeah. What does this do? It hits create a Crouching Tiger. You play this turn. Okay, so we give this because this is non-hit. Sure. They gotta play Crouching Tiger first. Yeah. I don't care about giving that up yet. Uh-huh. They don't have another one, do they? Yeah, they do. They have one more. No, they don't. Okay. They just, like, sit here? Oh, those are the Art of War ones. It's still Boulder Drop. Wait. What the fuck happened? I'm so confused. Why isn't it there? We saw it on top, right? Oh, maybe the chokeslam. See, the fucking trounce, man, on this platform is just stupid. Bro. I need more block cards. More block cards. Yeah, where pummel, exactly. I was surprised too. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, we still Boulder Drop. I was like, wait, that's not a pummel. What the fuck? This does require a card out of them, I guess. This will be the last card. If I can, like, keep that in Arsenal, it's, like, fine. Yeah, it was the first one. That's exactly what it was. It was a stupid fucking Clash. No, I'm not on Clash of Might. I'm playing the yellow drops in that spot. So it's like, it would be good to supplement this card, to be honest. I don't, like, hate it. This is damage, it's fine. Alright, give me a card. Maybe I can find room for Clash of Might. I don't hate the idea of, like, maybe cutting one of these 6s. I actually think that might be okay. First hand this weekend, whether I'm correct about KO being better than Zen. Yeah, we did get a card out of them. I think it's a good band. It makes Zen have to actually work a bit to pop up. I mean, this Zen has popped off. There's the pummel. We found it. Unfortunate. If we send 4... Honestly, we're probably just going to send 7, so we'll take this, I suppose. Still have plenty of armor, too, which is nice. That's solid. Solid turn for them. Take 1, send 7 back. Require 1 card from them at minimum. Arsenal. Pummel. Actually, hold on. This is bad. We just do this, go again. And get more cards, right? Because we push them to 1 and then this gets 2 cards. Yeah. Yeah, we can HP Pock with gloves, for sure. You're probably right, because like if they do go wide, we'll do it next turn. You do want to go ahead and get the value, because if you don't get that extra 1 block, it's just a health wasted. You're correct. There was no reason to not do it last turn. Okay. Okay, this still demands another card from them. Let me see how many E-strikes I've used. This is really advantageous for them to this is actually a little tough because, like, I guess we have more clash cards. I'm kind of going back and forth on blocking with this or blocking with that. I think it's probably just fine to do that because if they have the other E-Strike, it's pretty big brain for them to go ahead and send this. Okay, they didn't have the E-Strike. Chase the Tail. No, Tiger Sweat. Okay. This did great with the skirmish promos this time around. I'll have to look at the skirmish promos. I don't remember what they are. We know everything in their hand now is go again. I think. This is going to come in for 4, so we'll get this card. Let's do this. Cold Foil Blaze for the winner. Channel out Hero. Oh my god, yeah, that's awesome. That's so good. Those are really good cards. Oh shit. Okay, so we do this and this, I suppose. And then we can visit Goldmane, I suppose. Go ahead and get the gold, because like if we draw the Golden Sun early, it's actually really good. They're at 2, we have to play this Command and Conquer. This is an Arsenal, it's fine. It's fine as an Arsenal. We'll just do this. New cards in Rainbow Foil participation programs? Sure. Alright, don't ask me to heave. Okay, so we give 2 cards, maybe 1. I'll give you this, go to 1. Spinning Wheel Kick. Yep. Okay, so we send 8 now. We have to give the last piece of armor for the spinning. Yep. Could we have saved armor? I don't think so. It's like the same difference. I guess I could have saved a life. This is close. 8 is a big number. It's so big. Oh, are you dead? Nice. Good game. Okay, so they had energy and then a drop in the ocean. Alright, this is gonna be it, people. Okay. So, good game, good game. So, we lost to a new very narrowly. I think this list has a lot of legs to it. Okay, so the list that I was going to bring up real quick, we could talk about on Zen. So, that was a pretty good representation of Zen as well, I think. Solid baseline list. But this is kind of where, like, we see them going, right? So the 100 wins, you saw the blue Biting Breeze, right? And then, you know, just kind of like the filler cards. Bittering Thorns is a pretty strong card, and then some generators here. So they were doing something somewhat similar on the sideboard. So I think this list is going to be just fine. I think don't discount Zen is all I'm getting at. Could have had one more life if gloves before. You're right. Yeah. But yeah, with this style of list, I think it'll be fine. I think people will probably overcorrect in the meta, which will then make maybe Brute more popular. If that is not the case, then Guardian gets better. The more Brute, the worse Victor is. The less Brute, the better he is, and then you just get to do all the things. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed, and we will see you again next week. We'll talk about some more stuff, whatever the news is. Do you think Chakra is better than some other blues? This is just kind of like filler card. Like it's fine. Like you can kind of play into it a little bit more. This is playing more Transcend than some people have been playing traditionally. This is playing all of them. But yeah. You should interview Metal about his run and deck choices. Well, hey, spoiler alert, we're probably gonna do that like very, very soon. We're gonna be talking to Metal and posting a deck review probably next week, if Metal is still up for it. This spicy list. I like this list a lot. I think it's solid. And you follow the same, what I was saying earlier, Metal, is I have this like philosophy that I've followed for a long time that I just really enjoy. I haven't been doing it as much lately, but I like having a bunch of 2-ups because of the flexibility you get with like your slots. And you can kind of just like mix and match. I like those a lot. Yeah. All right. Well, I will see you guys later. I'm going to go spend some time with the wife and yeah. See you next time.